So the first oil I'm going to go over, listen, I might butcher the name, but I'm going to put the name right here. But I know now that it's pronounced Baobab Oil. Baobab Oil. Baobab Oil. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But this is the oil. Once I put it here, so I'm going to know the name of this oil, so they know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so this oil is an oil that I've been using since the first time I created my face coffee scrub. The first scrub I created was that wasn't the first scrub, but the first time I created a facial coffee scrub, it was with this oil. It took my facial scrub, my coffee scrubs to a different level. It feels so good on the skin. It absorbs quickly into the skin, and it also softens rough patches on your skin. It's great for combination skin, and it mix well, I'll say it mixes good with other oils. It's also I'll say this though, it's not as affordable as the other oils, but it's not super expensive either. Like, it's right in the middle. It's like an average price. So when I do add it into my coffee scrubs or any of my facial scrubs, I add it at small percentage, right? And that small percentage that I add it has always do wonders in my product formulation. When I tell you this oil feels so good on your face, feels amazing. So I add that in, and usually when I add this in, then I'll go ahead and add another oil that's not as expensive, slept on, but very affordable. And that oil is Safflower Oil. Drop a comment below if you've used Safflower Oil or you feel like it's as popular as the other oils, because I don't think it is. I don't even think a lot of people talk about Safflower Oil as much as they should be talking about Safflower Oil. Safflower Oil increases spreadability in my body oils, face, everything. Like, it increased spreadability because it has like a nice light texture. It locks in moisture to hydrate and calm the skin, and it promotes radiance, right? It's very affordable, as I mentioned, and it's also packed with great benefits. Yeah, so it's also packed with great benefits. And as I mentioned previously, in my coffee scrub, I mix safflower oil and jojoba oil together. Perfect mixture in order to create my emulsified facial coffee scrub. I'm going to put a picture here somewhere, I don't know where, so you can take a look at it. But if you're just starting out and you're trying to get a nice, great combination of oils to put in your facial scrub, trust me, get on to safflower oil and Baobab oil. They work well together. Or just even safflower oil. Like, safflower oil is such an affordable oil, and you can get a lot of it for a little bit of money. And this way you can help with the pricing of your product. The next oil we want to go on to is actually sweet almond oil, right? So sweet almond oil I mentioned in my body scrub, but it's also good for face scrubs. You can use a sweet almond oil in a simple facial sugar scrub. You can add sweet almond oil in it. This is, of course, if you don't have nut allergies or you're concerned about nut allergies, with your customers. But you can definitely go ahead and add sweet almond oil to your facial scrub, basic facial scrub with just sugar or anything, and you'll get like really good results from it. I'm telling you this because I use them in my facial oil and I got good feedback. I've used them like in a facial. I think I discontinued that facial oil that I was using it in, but when I did, great feedback. Sweet almond oil is also great for dry skin. Another oil that I want to mention, this is an oil that I always talk about. I mentioned it in my previous video about facial oils. Meadowfoam Seed Oil. I believe that Meadowfoam Seed Oil is a very slept on oil, and it is out there, but I don't think it's as popular as like the sweet almond and the other oils, the jojoba oil. Why? I don't know, but Meadowfoam Seed Oil to me is very affordable. It's a very affordable oil. It is another oil that adds spreadability to products. It is easily absorbed into the skin. It is great to help bring out blackheads. Like, if you have blackheads, it will help to bring them up with a very subtle breakout. So some oils that when they bring out everything, it's like, oh my gosh, your face is just on fire. With Meadowfoam Seed Oil, it is not as drastic. It takes its time and it's very subtle. So that's why I use Meadowfoam Seed Oil, and I add it into my face scrub. It blends great with other ingredients. Like Meadowfoam Seed Oil, when you mix it with other ingredients, it's amazing. Like, I like to use this as a base oil if I'm making a body oil, especially for myself, face scrub or anything like that. Meadowfoam Seed Oil. If you want to blend essential oils, Meadowfoam Seed Oil, because that's a great option as well. So the next oil is grapeseed oil. I wouldn't say grapeseed oil is slept on. However, I don't see it being used a lot in places that it should. Like, you could use it. I think it can be used more, right? Grapeseed oil is one of those oils that I use in facial oil. Spreadability is great. It absorbs into the skin well. I would say it is an affordable oil. It does leave your skin with a nice glow. Grapeseed oil is well suited for most skin types, so you can put in a face scrub, and most skin types can tolerate it. It has a low chance of clogging pores. It's a light oil, easily absorbed into the skin without a very greasy residue. The next oil we're going to talk about is not really an oil, but something else that you could add to your face scrub: shea butter. This will be under the emulsified face scrub type of pattern type of thing. I get that, but this is just something to throw in there. Shea butter, add that in your face scrub, and it gives it a nice cream texture. But of course, you have to add it in with emulsifying wax and the different types of emulsifying wax, right? So shea butter, it just moisturizes it. It's moisturizing. It gives the scrub a nice smooth texture. So shea butter is something that you could definitely add into your scrubs. And as a matter of fact, you're not even adding a lot of shea butter. You're probably adding like 5, 6, 7%. Some people add out 10%. It depends on the texture that you're going for and how you want your scrub to feel. So now I'm going to give you my recommendations when it comes on to face scrubs. So for face scrubs, I would say do 40 to 50% exfoliant, especially if it's sugar, especially with coffee. I say 40 to 50%, but sometimes I even put a little bit less than that, and I get a nice coffee scrub with a bit less than 50 or 40. You know what I'm saying? I think not the next video, but I'm going to post a video of how I make that coffee scrub, and it feels so good. And that's because the coffee won't, absorb into the oils. It's just there and nice creamy texture. So I would recommend 40 to 50% of exfoliants, depending on the exfoliant that you're using in your face scrub, so that way it won't be too harsh on your customers' skin or yours. I know you're probably wondering, why aren't the popular oils there? Like oils like jojoba oil there and olive oil. Let me explain. Jojoba oil, it's really good for your skin. It does, the rave about it is rave worthy, but it's expensive. So for me, when I was making my product, it just didn't make sense to me to put jojoba oil in a face scrub or a body scrub that I am going to, or the customer will be washing off of my body and pay so much for it. I don't think so. I think those oils should be in like actual things that are going to leave on your skin. Okay, so now you've heard about all the oils that you need to put into your facial scrub. You can either watch my video on oils for your facial oil, or watch a video on exfoliants for your face scrub. Whichever one pops up here, that's the one I'm going to recommend. Whichever one pops up here, that's the one I recommend.